They're throwing some serious charges at you, Karan. The prosecution might even push for no bail.
What do you mean by no bail?
See, they have some strong evidence against you. We have to be very careful dealing with this.
But still we can win, right?
See, let me be very clear. I can't guarantee a win, but I'll do my best to minimize the damage. And we need something solid to make this case thrown away.
Okay. So what's the plan?
We need to dig deeper. And are you sure that there is nothing from the past she can use against you?
I wouldn't say there were any serious issues. But we used to have problems before.
That's good to know, but we need to show that this incident was out of character.
Yes, I strongly believe she's planning something. It's just easy to blame me when the rest of the world thinks she's innocent.
I know, Karan, you want to protect yourself. Let me remind you, we are taking a significant amount of gamble here.
That's the risk I'm willing to take.
Accept.
The court is now in session. You may proceed, prosecutor.
Your Honor, the senior prosecutor is unavailable today, so I've been asked to step in and handle the case. So the state presents a case of domestic abuse against the defendant, Mr. Karan.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to present our first eyewitness, Mr. J, who is a neighbor of Karan and Aisha. Jay, I understand you were home on the night of June 20th. Can you confirm whether you witnessed the alleged incidents between Karan and Aisha?
Yes, I was present that night.
And what did you observe?
I actually heard some noise, and I believe it's Karan and Aisha who had a heated argument. And when I checked through out my window, it was Aisha who was calling out for help, and she sounded really upset.
Mr. Akash, this is not the place to daydream.
Apologies, Your Honor.
As the defense attorney, you may begin cross-examining the witness. You may begin your questioning right now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. J, let's clarify some points here. When you looked out of the window that night, could you see the details clearly?
Yes, it was somewhat dark, but there was enough lighting from the street lamps and the house to see what's happening around.
I see. But were you able to see the physical contact between my client Karan and the alleged victim Aisha?
Yes, I'm sure I saw something.
And you're certain it wasn't a heated argument but a physical abuse you saw that night?
I believe so, yes.
Right. It was dark and you are at a considerable distance. So would it be accurate to say that your ability to identify the individuals and the nature of their interactions might be compromised?
Objection, Your Honor. Without any substantial evidence, the defense is harassing the witness and attempting to discredit him.
Sustained. Mr. Akash, please refrain from harassing the witness. Get to the point.
Apologies, Your Honor. Mr. J, isn't it true that you and Karan had a falling out recently over a business disagreement?
Yes, but that has nothing to do with this case. Our past disagreements have nothing to do with what I witnessed that night. I saw Karan physically assaulting Aisha, and that's just facts. I can't stand by.
So Jay, let's refresh your memory. Isn't this an email exchange where Karan accused you of falsifying business records?
I can explain.
Jay, it clearly feels like you hold grudge against my client which could taint your testimony. Your Honor, it's a falsified testimony. I request the court not to accept it at all.
Objection, Your Honor. This is an attempt to divert attention from the gravity of the situation. Mr. J's personal issues do not negate with what he witnessed.
The court acknowledges the defense attempt to challenge the witness credibility. Although the testimony remains valid, it is valid only until backed by concrete evidence. The court is adjourned for lunch.
Competition? What do you think? I don't think you win competition.
Your Honor, I request permission to introduce a new witness who have uncovered vital information regarding the case.
You may proceed with the examination.
Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. Is it true that you had a financial relationship with Miss Aisha before?
Yes, that's correct.
And could you explain to the court the nature of your financial dealings with her?
Certainly, Aisha and I were business partners in a small startup. Later, we have invested a significant amount into the venture.
And how did this partnership of yours end?
Unfortunately, the business didn't do well. We have suffered a huge loss. And it was clear that we weren't able to recover our money. So we have decided to break our partnership.
Can you explain how Aisha's financial behavior were during the time?
Objection, Your Honor. The victim's financial issues are irrelevant in this case.
Objection overruled. The timing of the financial issue may not be relevant with the abuse allegations, but it may help us to get a better understanding of the overall circumstances. Mr. Akash, you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Mr. Johnson, could you describe Aisha's financial behavior during the time?
Aisha was not responsible for the spendings. Despite her debts, she continued to live her life luxuriously and making poor financial commitments.
Your Honor, I would like to submit this evidence which consists of financial records. The evidence clearly shows that Aisha had accumulated substantial debts long before the domestic case came into picture. It is crucial to understand the timing of her divorce petition conveniently coincides with her mounting debts. This raises a question about her true motivation, whether she is attempting to exploit the legal system for financial gain by using manipulated evidence to support her claim.
Objection, Your Honor. The authenticity and relevance of this evidence have not been established. It could just be misleading.
Your Honor, the evidence is pretty much relevant. We have ensured the authenticity through a reputable expert. We request the court to consider accepting it.
The court will review the evidence for its admissibility. The court is adjourned. We'll reconvene next week and review the evidence further.
Everything will be okay, Ramya. എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും. വാ, വാ. Nobody's gonna hurt you, Akash. I'm here for you. I'll always keep you safe. Always.
Please proceed, prosecutor, with the court session that was overseen by your assistant last week.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Aisha to the stand. Now, Aisha, I know that this is a very difficult time for you, but I would need you to recount the incident that happened on June 20th night.
Karan and I had an argument after we returned from the party, and that escalated into a physical confrontation. He punched and hit me and left me with all the bruises on my body. This isn't the first time he's done this. Previously, he's done this over silly issues, but this time I could not bear the pain.
Your Honor, I would like to present the photographic evidence and the medical report of Aisha's injuries, which claim that Aisha's testimony is in fact true.
Objection, Your Honor. I would like to present an alternative perspective to the whole scenario. We believe that Aisha had obtained these evidences through bribing the hospital.
Objection, Your Honor. He is falsely accusing my client, which is completely unacceptable.
Your Honor, the evidence suggests otherwise. I would like to provide the financial records between Mrs. Aisha and the hospital.
Objection overruled. Please proceed, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We believe that Aisha's injuries could have been manipulated or obtained from a different incident altogether. The defense requests that there should be a thorough examination of the authenticity of the evidence.
I'll allow the defense request. The court will evaluate the credibility of the evidence. The defense may now proceed to cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Aisha, you mentioned that the argument escalated into a physical confrontation. Could you elaborate what triggered the fight?
It was an argument over our weekend plans. Things got worse when Karan got really agitated and aggressive.
I see. So you're saying that Karan had previously assaulted you, right? Could you give me an example of a previous incident like this happened before?
Whenever he's having a stressful day at work and he would come home, even the smallest things would affect him. And this has been happening over the past weeks.
Interesting. You have mentioned that this has happened previously. Why didn't you report sooner?
Because
Is it because you wanted the divorce or the money that comes along?
No.
I mean, doesn't it seem rather convenient that she accused my client of a domestic violence when there is a divorce involved?
Objection, Your Honor. He's harassing my client and attempting to undermine her credibility.
Sustained. Please refrain from insinuating that the witness is exaggerating. Mr. Akash, you may continue your cross-examination by sticking to the facts.
Apologies, Your Honor. But it is clear that the prosecution case lacks any substantial evidence and relies solely on Aisha's testimony. We have shown, however, her claims lacks the necessary proof to establish guilt beyond reasonable doubt. It is critical to consider the possibilities that these allegations are exaggerated for personal and financial gain. I don't have any questions. I would like to rest my case.
The court has considered all evidences and has come to a verdict. The verdict of the court is not guilty. All the charges against the defendant Karan Das have been dropped. The court is adjourned.
Today is a day of immense relief and gratitude. I stand before you as a man who has been vindicated. I must express my deepest gratitude to the legal team, led by Mr. Akash. This victory is not just mine. It's a victory for all the individuals who has been falsely accused and fought for their innocence. Thank you.
I hold your fate in my hands. Oh, Karan, the power I would feel as your life diminishes before my eyes. I will make you suffer the same way you tortured her. Do you honestly believe you can just escape? The court may deliver tainted justice, but I assure you that the guilty will face the consequence they deserve.
You're not living.
People like you do not deserve to be put behind bars, but only tortured, as you have done to all those poor innocent women. You deserve to suffer, just as my innocent mother suffered at the hands of my father.